Hey everyone. It's Jeremy. Hi, how's it going? Thought I would just play with some dates this today. I hope you can hear me fine. I'm using a new mic, which is right here. So hopefully that is doing good for you. Let me know if it's not. Um, I really should plug in a set of headphones, but I don't have any. Oh well. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to just play with some dates today in the environment and just see how things go. If you have any comments or suggestions, let me know. But I'm just here to work to play around. So let's get started. I'm going to use the JSDev environment, and I'm going to use the documentation that I should have gone to. Um, So let's get started. The documentation, I'm pulling that up here. I had it and then I lost it. Let's see if I got it here. Nope, I lost it. So I got to find it. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use that and I'm going to use the documentation. So here's the documentation that I'm going to use. Get rid of that. And we'll just walk through it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there was a discussion today in another area about working with dates. I brought up the silly idea that um, maybe dates are hard to work with. I always bring up silly ideas, but that's okay. And I think they're kind of difficult, especially in, well, I don't know, we'll see. They are tough to work with generally, I think. Luckily, a lot of libraries out there and JavaScript itself has actually done really good in working with dates. So let's play with dates today. I'll show you what I've been doing, and then we'll look at what is better to look at, better to use, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new repository for this. I will start with, where'd it go? There we go. CD users. I need to put this into a. All right, so there's my thing. And now I'm going to hit my button, which doesn't seem to be working. So I'll just type this in, npx at create at integrating magic slash create JS in FM widget. We're just setting this up as the quick environment. I'm not going to actually use FileMaker because I'm not here to worry about FileMaker. We're just going to use the code, the environment, and the browser. So I'll get my browser set. All right, so it's set. CD working with dates, and then I'll open this up in code. Close this one, and I'll do an install of this. npm, oh, it's already installed. Yeah, that's right. npm start, and then just for the heck of it, I'm gonna localhost 1234, and I need a setup for this. Oh, by the way, I've only got a few minutes on this. I'm just going to do it for a few minutes, and then I'll come back to it and do it later. But I got another meeting to go to pretty soon. All right, so dates. What I used to do is, sorry, I got to do one more thing here. Do this one. Copy that. Browser and code. And I'm going to put the browser here. One sec. There we go. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Gives me a chance to see both of them at the same time. Not perfect. but we'll work on it. All right, so that's probably, yeah. I'm just rearranging things right now. Okay, so I'm gonna play with dates here. Welcome everyone who's here. I'm gonna play with dates. We're gonna use the code environment, the dev environment, to write some JavaScript, and then we will do other things there. We'll play with it. So I used to use Moment.js, or I still use Moment.js, to do the work that I've been doing with um, with JavaScript and dates, simply because it's the one that I've used the most. I know it pretty well. It's actually a really good library, and I'm finally used to the syntax for it. So I'll just quickly install it in here into my code environment, and I'll just show you how it works. I think you can see. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. And sorry, every time I do this, I have to adjust the document here that shows. There we go. Okay, so we'll just go with that. All right, so I'm going to install Moment, npm install Moment, and then I'll import it into here. Import Moment from Moment. And Moment at its basic is, I mean, this is just going to help me with it. It's working with dates, and it's doing a lot of things with dates that might be challenging and difficult for us, or at least were, I think, when this library was created. Like I said, it's deprecated now. No one's working on it formally anymore, but it's still out there. So here's what it is. Const date equals moment. This is a function inside of the Moment library that generates a date. And then I can do anything with it that I want. The basic thing is I can format it right here. So let's look at that. Actually, let's do this. Let's put on my index.html. We'll just do a quick div id equals place here. All right. So we're just going to place a bunch of text into there, and we'll say const place here equals document.getElement there, and then we'll say place here dot inner HTML equals, yeah, sure, h1 date. There we go. Okay, so let's see what this does. It takes the browser. Where's my browser? Here it is. Let's reload that. Oh, I got to start up the server. And I just show both of them here. Excuse me a sec. There we go. Now you didn't see that. All right, so let's run this and see what it does. Oh, God, sorry. There we go. Live stream is always a pain in the butt. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the likes. If you haven't, please subscribe. All right, let's see what this does. So I started up the server, and now I've got it, and there I've got it. So today is September 8th, 2000, 12:46:7. So I can come back into my code, and I can just do anything with this. I can say, I only want you to show the month and the day. There it goes. So there it is over there. You can, do any format. And really, there's a lot of these codes, like these two lowercase d's, represent a type of formatting in data tables. I think these are pretty common across other libraries. So DD stands for the first two letters of the day. I guess if I did, let's see what DDD means. If I did DDDD, then I get the whole word. So I could say Friday, September, oh no, what was that? Month. I don't know what that is. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's minutes. So M. Friday, September Let's see what that is. Okay, that's kind of what I did before, but I was wondering if I could do DDD. Okay, that works. All right, whatever. I was looking for the word. So anyway, Moment does a lot of good things. In fact, Moment allows me to add and subtract dates, and that's kind of what I use it for mostly, is to be able to work with dates because this is just easier. So if I got a date here, I don't even have to have the format. Well, I could, and then I'll say const 3 days from now, and it's basically filling this in for me. Moment.add 3 days. I'm not sure what this calendar does, but let's see what that represents here. So there we go. So what it did is it added 3 days from now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday at 12:49 exactly. So I can kind of use English here to add things. This calendar is interesting. I didn't know that that existed. But I don't have to add just days. I could add minutes. Today at 12:53. I could add years. It looks like the calendar function that's part of this is giving me some auto formatting, so that's nice. I wonder if I could add decade? Nope, it doesn't like decade. Nope. Okay, so months, years. Could I add seconds? Nope. Hours? Yep. I could add seconds, but I just need to make the format be different. So dot format. There we go. Okay, so this doesn't really make sense. Let's do add 30 hours. Let's actually do that, see what that does. So it's taking care of this for me. I don't have to worry about it at all. So there we go. That's 30 seconds from now. I don't have to worry about it at all. So Moment does a lot of great things. So you can add, you can subtract, you can compare, you can do all sorts of interesting things that I like with dates. Moment has a ton of options. Let's look at the library here. Moment has a ton of options here. Here they are. A lot of basic stuff at the beginning, formatting, relative time. Oh, from now, that's interesting. So what was 12? Oh, from now it says 12 years ago. So let's try that and see what that looks like. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I could say const in the past equals, we'll go moment, we'll go date, because it's already in there. Date dot from now. What does that do? Okay, so from now means that, well, okay, I see what it's doing. So moment is going to be, I need a date. I need a start date. So const start date equals moment, and we'll just put, we'll put my birthday. So we'll say 1975-03-19. So this is one of the powers of Moment, is that it will turn a string that looks like a date into an actual date that it can start to work with. So if we say start date, and then we'll say const in the past, we'll say date. This is interesting. From now. Moment. Oh, okay. So all we need to do is say this. Start date from now. So let's look at what this writes. Start date from now. And in the browser, it shows 48 years ago. So 48 years ago, I was born, and that's what that's doing. So I don't have to worry about any subtraction or anything. I just let Moment handle it via the words that it has in there. So lots of stuff. It's got local support, locale support, and there's just a ton of documentation. So all this to say, I still use this a lot. I like this a lot. I've had to compare numbers to see, or dates to see if one date is before one, or if it's after, this does a good job of that. Let's look at that query. I like this one, is before. So I can show it two dates there, and I can say is before and compare them. So let's try that. Let's go over to my code. I'll show both so you can see the browser. So let's see here. I've got my birth date. I've got the date now, and I'm going to say const is before, and I'll say start date is before the date, just the regular date. And let's see what that brings up. True. So my birthday is before today. That's pretty awesome. So I can easily compare. Once I get a date or a date string into the format, into the moment's way of thinking, then I can do all sorts of with it, and I can use these English words to these function names to do some work, whatever I want to do with it. If you're there, say hi. I think we're going to be at this for about 5 more minutes because I want to go to the FM disk group, but we'll come back afterwards, I think, and try this some more. So this is Moment.js. It's great. Now, the reason I brought this, the reason I'm thinking through this is because I wanted to explore the idea of not using a library. This library is actually large, and if it's not necessary, it's not necessary. So instead, I want to try to use this browser or the built-in JavaScript stuff. The date is supposed to have a lot more interesting connections to, or interesting functions and features. So it looks like I can set some stuff. I can turn it into an ISO string. I can turn it into JSON. That's interesting. Use locales. So let's just start with this. Rather than in my code having just the JS or just using moments, let's comment all this stuff out. We'll just leave moment up there, but we're not going to actually use it. We'll say const native date equals new date, and let's see what that is showing us. Native date. So let's see what that shows us. There we go. So there's the actual date in this real moment. And then let's see what else I can do with this. Once I have the date in a date, I can get the date. All right, so let's try that. So we'll say native date dot get date. Let's see what that shows. So it's 8. it's the 8th. Okay, that's nice. Get day. Looks like I could get Monday or Sunday through Saturday, 0 through 6. Okay, so these are kind of basic JavaScript or FileMaker ones. But I'm interested to know if there's a way to do those adding and subtracting without having to use moment. This is interesting. What is this? So you got a date and you turn it to JSON. I'm gonna just try it and see what to JSON. What does that show? Okay. That I don't know what it says. Returns a string representing this same. Okay, so I don't know why it's called to JSON. I have to read about that. I'm really interested to see in the methods. Is there a method that I could do now? So I'm not sure that this is the right thing for me. If I wanted to add or subtract dates, how would I do that? Monday should be day 1 in my book. Do I agree with that? No, I don't agree with that. Is that a difference in international calendars? Probably. So, yeah. You know what? Let me look. I'm going to see here because I might stay on for a little while. I just want to take a look at something. Yeah, I'll stay on for a little while. So I don't know, Gabe. Hi, Mark and Gabe. You've used. Have you just played with the dates? I'm trying to figure out how to do some adding and subtracting. So let's see. Add dates in JavaScript. How to add the number of days to today's date. I just use Stack Overflow. I guess I could use. Wow, it's starting to rain really bad here. So we got a date, days to add. Oh, interesting. Set date. Some date dot set date. Jeez, that's really weird. You just use moment. Yeah, I do too. But people were talking about that and how moment is sort of antiquated because the date functions or the date object inside of JavaScript might be better, but I don't know. That's the thing. Um, so this is interesting. Let's try this. So we've got a date here. We can add some days to put some days, and then we just have to take that date, set date, some date. I mean, this is the answer, but I don't know. See, like most JavaScript, the built-in date processing is extremely powerful but completely non-intuitive. Granted, this person wrote it in 2010, so long time ago. Um, there's a lot of possible solutions here. I don't think anything is as useful. At least I haven't found it yet. How we can work with dates in a easier way. What is that set date? So there was a set date. Here's the set date. The set date method changes the day of the month for this date according to the local time. So if I got the date, so I start with the date and then I update its day to the 24th. I don't know. This is pretty confusing. This doesn't feel very fun to me. Moment.js is just so much nicer because I can just write what I want to say. Add 3 days or subtract 5 years or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not too impressed with this. I'll have to do some more work with this. Moment.js is much more fun, much more interesting. But I don't know. I gotta find it because people are telling me that the date object has more information or more capabilities in it than it did before. So what do you think? Should I continue on or should I just, should I just give up? Oh, Gabe, that's such a nice avatar of you. Very cute. Very nice. I need to update that. Let's see. Let's edit the text. How do I edit the text color? Anyway, cool. It's a FAF to do. You have to divide. Yeah, see, that's ridiculous. It's a little long. It's a long. Let me try to edit the color here. Text color white. There we go. It's a FAF. What's that, Gabe? That's funny. All right. Well, that is. I guess I'm going to just stick with moment. I'm not convinced at the moment that that the date object is better, but I just need to explore it more. There's supposed to be more date libraries out there, but I forget which ones. So yeah, I'm not convinced. Moment.js can do so much more. Now we just need, and I was telling other people this, we need a set of custom functions that are specifically about JavaScript about FileMaker for FileMaker that can do the same thing that Moment does. So if we want to add 3 days, we have a custom function for that. So, all right. Well, anyway, hey everyone, if you're here, say hi. 5 people. That's the most I've ever had, so that's good. I don't know. Let's get. Oh, there's my dog, Honey, who passed away recently. Behind my screen, there she is. I was looking at pictures of her, and she was a sick dog, so it's unfortunate she had to leave us. But all right, so I would just rather I'm going to just go back to Moment.js. I'm just going to rather use Moment.js. So rather than this one, I'm going to use I love the in the past. I love using Moment and its English equivalent. So again, starting with a date, putting it a string, especially putting it into the Moment's memory, so as it were. Then having a date here. I don't actually need this, but because Moment is going to be at this exact moment, and then I can just do anything I want with it. I can add. I can. I can do so much more with this. So if I did in the past again and I ran this, again, my birthday was 48 years ago. When did I quit teaching? Let's see. I quit teaching in 2013 12 30, or it was like the 17th, I think. So it was 10 years ago. Let's remove the calendar. I want to see dot format. We're just going to do the exact. Does that work? Oh, we got a mistake there. Oh, nope, that doesn't work. I'm getting an error here. I guess I can't format the. I can't format whatever this is. It's just a string that's returned 10 years ago. So that's nice. I mean, maybe there is a way in Moment to format it, but oh, sorry, you can't see it. I'm sorry. I get so caught up in what I'm doing. There we go. So here's what I was trying to do is get the exact second that I quit teaching, given the end date of my school, of the school that I was teaching at. But it just says 10 years ago. So I was going to look up Moment.js from now. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. So I could say from now, and it's just default with this. I can do. So there's a couple formats that I can pass in. So if I pass in from the base strings, oh, interesting. Okay, so this is what it's. Gabe, how much do you use, if you're still there, how much do you use Moment? Are you really familiar with it? You use it a lot? The base strings are customized by the current locale. So all I can pass in is true, right? Yeah, it looks like all I can pass in is true. But this is what it's going to do. So if the difference were just a few seconds, 0 to 47 seconds ago, it would write this, I think. So it's allowing moment.duration. Is that what I'm on? Or yeah, I'm not sure why it's put in here. Time to now. Okay. Interesting. Well, all right. Well, I don't know. I was just playing with this to see what I could do. I think I like Moment.js a little bit more. mainly because I'm familiar with it, and I know in my GitHub version is, or GitHub is pretty familiar with it. If I were to, you know, um, what have I done before that's been interesting? I think you can get like, you can get, well, you can get is a leap year, you can get his daylight savings time, durations. All right, so here's what you were talking about. If you want to create a moment with a unit measurement of milliseconds, so what is duration? Duration is a length in time. So moment dot duration. Let's see what that does. Moment dot duration. I don't know. What does that do? Start date. Start date. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. So I'll just take what const Gabe equals moment dot duration end dot diff dot. Okay. Let's just put this in there. Humanize. What the heck? End dot diff. I'm just copying what you wrote. Date. I don't know what this is happening. Gabe. All right, let's see what that produced. Nothing. Let's try this. Moment dot duration. Well, let's just go back to what it was. We'll start with what it suggested. What it suggested. Where end is the moment of the start. That didn't make any sense. Okay, so I see. Okay, so you're crazy. All right, so moment duration, 3 seconds. How long was that? If I say 3 years, 3 years. If I say 13 years, 13. What does this humanize mean? Oh, wow, that's crazy. All right, well, I don't know what's going on. I'll have to research the duration a little bit more. So let's see, moment duration. What does it do? They do not have a defined beginning and end. They're contextless. The duration is conceptually more similar to 2 hours, and such they are not good at converting between units that depend on context. For example, a year can be defined as 365 days. Got it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So to create a duration, call moment duration with the length of time in milliseconds. Oh. If you want to create a moment with a unit of measurement other than milliseconds, you can pass the unit of measure as well. So 2 seconds, 2 hours, 2 blah 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 blah. So let's just try some of those. Again, 2 months. Okay, so it's not really, I don't know what it's doing. It's just giving me the duration. It's giving me the length of this. So I see what you're saying. I could pass in the difference between these two. Yeah, you're right. So let's do end.diff start end. So date.diff start date. Yeah, so I'm trying to do that. Date is now. Dot start date. You said the end, it should be here. What error is it giving me? It's not giving me an error. Oh yeah, it is. Date diff is not a function. Okay, date. There we go. What? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so start date is 10 years. What if I did, okay, so moment 1975-03-19, 39 years from the start date. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're looking. Okay. What if I just did date? 48 years. Okay, so there is some the duration also turns it into it finds the difference between the two, or it turns it into a general statement about how long ago it was. Okay, but let's just try this. I want to try this. So I want to remove this and remove this. So what is the date? Oh, this should be the end. Sorry. End or date. And the difference between the moment. Okay. Dot minutes. So 25,495,995 minutes. 48 years. Hours. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you're right. That was milliseconds, but now I've been able to get it down to hours. So there I'm able to find the difference between these two. So very cool. All right. Well, I'm convinced that dates are fun with Moment.js, and I'm just going to continue on with those. I think we'll play with this in we'll play with some of this in office hours, but I'll still look at the date object itself in JavaScript and see if there's anything that is worth looking at. So, all right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. We'll see you in another live stream. We'll see you in office hours. Bye-bye.